So what are the challenges in these submissions? Because of the complex compliance requirements, where everything, right from data duplicity, what should be the length of a data, how should a data be reflected, multiple states having different submission requirements. And at the same time, in order to harmonize across the states, the CDL keeps changing, the common data layout keeps changing. So for every individual insurance provider, when they have to submit a data, they have to keep a track on the changes, they keep a track on the submission requirements and validate it back. And if you do it manually to adhere to these complex requirements, there is a high risk of errors. People do it. I've heard of cases where people have submitted, the APCDs in the states actually look at it, then they go back, then they have to negotiate it, understand what it is, correct it, right? So there is a lot of operational inefficiencies that creep into the thing. Other one, when you have more and more states getting added into APCD, there is an issue of scaling, because more the number of states, more the volume, more the number of rules, and more the differences that you have to manage. And this data is coming from three different things. It's from the pharmacy claims, from the dental claims, from the medical claims. So it's a diverse data. And how is the data integrated? So the easiest thing what people do is take the files, put the files through, you have manually looking at it, validating it. You build the rules over a period of time and see to it that everything is right and corrected. So to address these challenges is where the DataOps Suite comes into the place. What we have done is we have pre-built the rule sets for each state. And as I said, one of the top insurance companies, when it is using, it is only using the rules that are already inbuilt into the DataOps Suite system. And these rules are different for each state, different submissions, and different reports. So that leads into an automated validation of the data. And at the same time, these data has to come from different systems. Either it is coming from different source systems or it is coming in files, but there should be a platform that could actually integrate into these systems, connect into these systems, extract the data, and validate it, right? When you're talking of automated data validation, the low code should not be restricted to the test cases or the data quality rules, but it also should be low code enough for somebody to connect to different sources. And how do you actually get an alert? How do you report the data? The alerts are needed when there are mistakes in the data, when probably the data is not being reported in the right way, or the first set of data that is coming through. How do we do that? So in summary, you have a pre-built rule sets for each state in the DataOps Suite, which helps automate the data validation by bringing in data from different systems just through a low-code integration and giving you an alerts and showing you reports that you can go ahead, validate, and submit. I'll just take a couple of minutes to take you through what is the data validation flow that we use, or any payer the insurance companies use for this, right? So it's a norm most of the time, right? You have different sets of data. It could be JDBC connectors, it could be CSV files for people who are coming from the technology part of it. It could be any kind of a source. We support something like 200 plus sources. So the data then moves into the claims, whatever the claims that are eligible, right? So that is what is being extracted. And when this extraction happens and it comes into the DataOps Suite validates it by the thresholds and by the rules that are built in for each of the state, which are actually configurable, and we are already configured into the system. You just start actually connecting the source to this particular DataOps Suite. And it in terms validates whether the data that is being projected in the report is correct or is there an inaccuracy. And that is where you come up to the validated data and then inaccurate data. And if there is an inaccurate data, this data is sent back to when you say the vendor, it is the insurance. So I'm sure you have people here on the call who are from the insurance industry. You also have people from the APCDs who probably are the submission, who actually take the submissions. and people who are just on the quality side. But the fact here, when we are trying to represent, we are trying to represent the insurance company itself, or the person who is sitting in the insurance company validating this, to go back, look at that, correct the data, send it back. So once all the thresholds are met and it is over a required standard, is where those reports are getting submitted to the state APCDs. And when you're looking at this as one particular state specific pipeline, the advantage that this brings to the table is multiple state specific things pipelines are run in parallel. So essentially what you try to do, I'll come to, when I talk to the benefits, I'll get to that. But the fact remains is, during the Q&A session, I would like to understand what is the time that you people take. But normally it is about a 1 to 2 week period where people actually prepare this report, send it out. And here you're doing that within few hours for all the states and with all the validations. So you're talking of 100% things, right? And this is connected into the notification reporting in terms of where you get an email where things are wrong, if the data has something to be corrected, and the complete approval workflow is built into it. And this is the complete validation workflow.
Thank you for your time. Do you have any questions? Please reach us. Contact@datagaps.com.